Hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great week wherever in the week this video finds you. And remember, it's your responsibility to expect this to be a great day. So today what I want to do is walk you through what we call the alchemy of water. And it's a short story that just helped bring into context our current relationship with one of the most foundational and fundamental life forces on the planet, which is water. Now, once upon a time, so in the background of this story is something we learned way back in grade school, the cycle of water. We learned how all water is connected on this planet, right? And it goes on a journey, a cyclical journey. It's from the atmosphere, it condenses, fall down to the earth as rain. Once it hits the earth, it touches what it touches. It's either used or consumed by the planet. It's consumed by all plants, animals, bacteria, all life. It consumes. Through life, it goes back into the planet where it finds its way and assembles back in pools and streams and rivers, find its way back out into big bodies of water like lakes and oceans. From there, because of the radiation of the sun, it finds its way back into the atmosphere where it starts that cycle journey all over again. So throughout our little story, remember that all the water is being pulled from this cycle, this background cycle, the natural cycle of water, right? So the next chapter of this story is the growth of man, of civilization around the world, right? So we don't stop the cycle of water in the background, we just insert ourselves to it. And the cycle remains the same, but now we're starting to add to the part of the cycle that we touch things that we create, whether it be waste or byproducts from industry, spill-offs from manufacturing, runoffs from chemical factories, things that we create. Everything that we touch and do has a direct or indirect relationship with water. And in many cases, elements of that finds its way back into that water cycle that continues to go. Now, because life is so fundamental to life, we have to capture it and we have to bring it from where it is assembled to where we are, whether it be our house, right? To do that, we capture water and we do our best to get water to our living people, wherever they are. So we run this elaborate system of pipes. Now, the water in those pipes is pulled from that same man-influenced water cycle. So because of that, we move into the next chapter where and this is why I call it the alchemy of water, because, alchemy oversimplified is the idea where we or people use knowledge to turn ordinary things into extraordinary things. So like in the tales of alchemists turning leads into gold, now we find ourselves in a situation where we find this captured water, and because it's been so influenced by all the things we've done, this unnatural water, we've done these unnatural things, we've added these unnatural things to the water cycle, we have to do something so those unnatural things don't do unnatural damage to us as human beings, right? As living organisms, what we thrive on is that original natural water cycle. The modern world demands that we pull water from the existing water cycle of which we've now influenced. So we use our know-how to try to make that stage of water we try to make it not unhealthy. I stopped short. I was about to say we try to make it healthy. What we try to do is make it not unhealthy. So we add filtration to the water. That's level one of alchemy, right? Using our knowledge and understanding in engineering to make water not be unhealthy. And then the next level of that is secondary filtration, where we take it upon ourselves to filter the water we get from the sources we get them, and then we take on added layers of filtering, right? And that can be a range of effort. You can find filters that are $10, and you can find filters that are $10,000. Because in this world, you kind of get what you pay for. And quite honestly, the range of unnatural things that have now been accumulated, they range from simple things to extremely complex things. So filters have found a way to try to keep up. In the next chapter of alchemy, we then take highly filtered water and we use our understanding of science to enhance it. So what we use ionization to enhance filtered water, right? So we've already used high level filters to stop the bad stuff. But now we know that we can use our understanding of science to optimize what that water is. Now, ionization, we don't have to add any man-made stuff into it. We don't have to add any chemistry to it. We can just use our understanding of energy and power and electricity and and water chemistry, ions and all that stuff. Then we realize that if we ionize water, we can create a form of water that is enhanced compared to the natural water state, especially the unnatural water state that's so available to us as drinkers. In fact, the creators, the people that really dove into ionization, the ionization of water a couple of decades ago, their original intent was to apply technology to restore current modern water back to its original state long before the unnatural alteration of man. That was kind of the philosophical intent of ionized water. So now we have we're into alchemy now, right? We're now have available ionized enhanced water, right? That is much healthier than either the unnatural state of water or what water would now be considered natural when you pull it from the water cycle, right? And then at the top of the food chain, at least today in 2024, because we continue to get smarter on physics, biology, chemistry, engineering, all of those sciences, math, we learn our ability to use those sciences increases. So now at the top of that totem pole, we have the ultimate enhancement of water, which is now called redox. So redox is just ultra enhanced water, but once it enters the body, it accelerates cellular signaling. So what is that? So imagine that all of your cells, the functioning of your body is dependent upon your individual cells communicating to each other. In the modern untreated world, that cellular communication is disrupted. So imagine that all of your cells are communicating to each other as best they can, but they all have cell phones with like one bar of communication. Cell phones is a metaphor we can all relate to, right? And we know how that experience is with one bar of data flow, right? You get drop calls, you get missed calls, communication is partial communication, it's gaps. That's what many people walk around in that state with this disruption in cellular communication. And they feel it expressed in their bodies by different things, different ailments, different problems, right? Because the cells aren't effectively communicating to each other. Well, what redox does is it restores that restoration, it restores optimal communication. So imagine all of those cells now communicating to each other with 5 full bars of communication. Instantly, everything is different, right? Full communication is happening, things are highly efficient, and the result of that can be seen in the real world through modern testing of its effect on the human body. So that is the alchemy of water journey. And that's one of the reasons why we're so excited to have a business in that water cycle, because as we will finish this, as we started this, is we're talking about a cycle that is fundamental and foundational to life force as we know it. It is 100% mandatory for the existence and quality of life.